Water is so good. And here in Jamaica, there's actually a brand called Wata. The Jamaicans don't say water, we say Wata. So there's a Wata brand, Wata. Anyway, welcome back to Antonia's Blissful Corner. And I want to say that change is not always easy, especially for introverts, because we find comfort in familiarity. Welcome back to Antonia's Blissful Corner. I'm Antonia. This is day 14 of my 25-day journey. If this is your first time here, kindly subscribe if you haven't so that you can be present for this 25-day, which could be 50-day series. And please turn your notification bells on so that you won't miss an episode. Anyway, so this 25-day journey is inspired by a podcast that I saw, an episode that I saw on Think Media Podcast, where the guest was Michael Zuber, and he spoke about going live for 25 days straight for the purpose of becoming consistent and also to get rid of any tech issues and also to not have to edit, right? So I decided to try it, and so far I'm appreciating it because it is forcing me to show up and basically be present. And I look forward to it. Oddly enough, I look forward to it. Today I got on a few minutes late, but yesterday I was very late because unfortunately there there were tech issues. But I didn't allow it to cause me to not do it. I was calm and cool about it, and I came on. And then I think it was on Friday. We spent the day out. We went to Negril. I'm in Jamaica right now, and we went to Negril, and we got back late. I was actually going to be bold and record along the way, but I didn't have Wi-Fi, so I had to wait until I got back to the hotel. But neither neither delays caused me to go, oh my god, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. I don't have to come on at 7:30, but 7:30 is the time that I chose so that I can, that's a promise to myself, so that I can be consistent. And so here I am, very excited. Anyway, um, this journey for those who is here for this first time is so that you can see that I'm showing up imperfectly, authentically, and consistently, and sharing what's on my heart as I go through life as an introvert, navigating growth, change, and everything in between. It's been fantastic, right? Um, so I'm going to take you back for a second. As I mentioned, I'm in Jamaica, and I used to stay at Iberostar for many years. I used to actually consider it my home away from home. I got familiar with the people, the layout of the land. I knew this the smell of the lobby, everything. Like everything for me was just, I don't know, like I knew it, and it's like I was home. I knew some of the staff. Like there are some people that mommy and I connected with, the chef. And even though we may not communicate between the visits, when we see each other again, it's this big old tight hug, like welcome home, fam, and it was great. But last year something changed, and it bothered me so bad. I did my best to. I mean, I enjoyed my trip last year. I did enjoy my trip, but there were certain things that I could that I wouldn't allow to go unnoticed or unsaid, and so um, I shared my gripe with management, those who I was familiar with, some of the staff that was in the dining room, and some one or two that were at the front desk. I felt comfortable sharing with them so that they would know how I felt, and I literally told them I'm not coming back. And it broke my heart to even say it. And honestly, like when I said it, I thought to myself, "You're gonna be back," but I'm not. But I didn't. The fact is, like, what was comfortable for me there, even though I still appreciate and cared for some of the staff, like there were certain things that just changed, like the way the food tastes, the way that um, the way that the certain things were laid out. And it's not for me because it's not my hotel. But the reality of it is, I was hearing grumblings from other people also. So I knew that it would probably have ended in a decline, right? Because even some of the staff just shared with me that they were actually looking, because they said, if you come back next year, I might not be here, right? So when you have like guests and people on staff saying the same thing, something ain't right? But the reality of it is, you know, Iberostar was familiar to me, and for an introvert like me, familiar feels like safety, and it didn't feel safe anymore. Like it didn't feel like that place that I grew to love and appreciate. Um, so I'm here at a different hotel. I'm not going to say which one yet. And I will say that the first day, so I came with a group, like a small group, right? And I wasn't sure where to go because I just grew so accustomed to Iberostar that I wasn't checking for any other hotel. So when it was time to come here, I didn't know where to go. And so I checked with a colleague, and she recommended where I'm staying now. And I also, my travel agent also kind of gave it his stamp of approval based on the things that we love, which is food, food, and food. And also the beach. Beach is second, right next to food. Yeah, but we came, and I decided, we'll just try it out. Now, the first day that I arrived, I hated it. I will not even pretend as if I liked it even an ounce. I did not like it. I was comparing everything to Iberostar. And as I said certain things, I thought to myself, oh my God, I feel like I'm comparing a current relationship to a past relationship, which we should never do. But I couldn't help it. I kept just comparing everything, the way the place smelled, the food, the energy, the people, the beach, everything. I kept saying, if it was Iberostar or at Iberostar, everything was Iberostar, Iberostar. To the point where mommy was like, all right. It was almost as if like she did not say the words get over it, but that was the tone. But I didn't care. Like my thing was, look at here. But then the reality of it is you kind of get what you pay for. And Iberostar it was top notch. Like it was a nicer place. But it is what it is. Anyway, for me, I realized that I grew so attached to the place that I could not embrace the changes. But to be fair, I don't mind change when it's good change, but they were not good changes. I won't say on here what some of the things that went on, but I will say that usually fair, and if I see certain things, like I'll overlook it. But I feel like there were just too many things going on at once, and I was like, ugh, it was just too much, right? But that's what happens when something that we have grown attached to changes, especially for introverts. We don't just miss the place, we miss the connection, the rhythm, the peace it brought us. But here I am, day 8 at this place, and you know what? I feel differently now. The way I was acting, it was almost as if like the place didn't have a bed, and we didn't have food, and the sun wasn't going to rise every morning, and that there wasn't a beach. I had all of that. But it was almost as if like I had to get to learn the building, learn the layout, figure out, my how I'm gonna do my run/walk in the morning, sunrise, everything. And I mean, by day 2, I was fine. But you know what's funny? After my gripe and I started to embrace the change, then mommy the next day she was like, "Me not gonna lie to you, me miss Iberostar." So now like, oh, okay. So now you miss Iberostar. But again, like when you're accustomed to something and some people, it's very difficult to basically like just fall right in to a new place. And I think it's because I was staying there for so many years. Like when I mean, like we were going there for a good maybe like 9 8 9 years or something like that. And the only time that we missed was during COVID, when the world was shut down. But yeah, The chef was wonderful because he would actually prepare. He would ask us, "What do you want for dinner?" Even though there are, great things, in the buffet, he would always still look out for me and mom and I, and we both appreciated it. So day 8 here at the hotel where I'm staying, and I have grown to appreciate it. It has grown on me. I'm now familiar with how to navigate because I like to walk, so I walk up the steps and stuff like that. So I know how to, as get outside from my floor, whether I want to take the elevator, whatever have you. There are some of the staff in both on the beach and in the dining room that even at the front, like the bellman. So I feel like when we come home, though, we kind of connect to certain people because we're familiar, right? So we get to learn, and not even learn. Like sometimes it's just a smile. Like when you smile at someone and they smile back genuinely, there's a connection made, and I think that's what happened. And sometimes we try to sit and get familiar with a few of the staff, and it's always for me like it's always wonderful. So there's that, but then I allowed myself to come further outside of my comfort zone by going on. So I like to do my morning walks alone, and I think I mentioned in a earlier video, or it might have been one of a separate video that was not a part of this series, that one of the girls that was in the group that I came with, she was going on a morning walk. A power walk is what they call it, in the hills. And when I asked her who's going, like how many people are there, and she said, "Oh, it's just me." I was like, "Oh, I'll come along." I had just finished my walk on the beach, and I figured, "Hey, what's I love to walk, and I wanted to do hills." So that actually turned out to be nice. And the next day, the trainer couldn't make it because he was stuck in traffic in Montego Bay, and so I took on the role of basically leading the charge. Now, I couldn't remember how he started the journey, so we actually went the opposite direction, and it worked out. Like it worked out fine. We made it back. We made it back safely. But it made me realize how when I need to, I basically step up, and that made me proud. And I actually went on that walk every day since I've been here. I was thinking whether or not I wanted to go tomorrow, but I'm not going to go simply because I want to spend my last few hours on the beach, just chilling, eating fruits, and bumming it. But the food is great. The entertainment is great. Some of the staff is great. There's still some people who like they're work in progress, but people are people, and I feel like everybody's going through something. Everybody's going through something, but we all go through it differently. So it's not for me to go and tell people to smile and create a great day. um, but there's nothing like smiling at someone and then getting basically a similar feeling of like love or whatever have you returned. And yeah, so today was wonderful because there's some of them, thank God, like we asked if they're going to be here tomorrow, and they're not. So we basically gave them a little gift or whatever, not bragging. We gave them a little gift and a hug, with promises. Promises not promises not made to them, but promises that mommy and I made to ourselves for the future. Um, excuse me. I always consider that if I were living in this country still, where my life would be, right? Because the reality of it is the reason why I am where I am today is because a choice was made when my mother was able to migrate to the States and get settled, right? And so that choice also changed my direction in life so that I'm in the States doing fairly well so that I can come back and give back to the community here because I really do love this country. So the life is all about choices. The choices that we make today will determine our tomorrow. And I'm grateful that I'm on this journey of growth so that I can see myself in motion and see how I react to certain things. Because I will not kid and say that after day one, I feel like I made up in my mind that I wasn't even going to give this place a try. Like, I'm here and I'm just going to deal with it, and it's fine. And after I'm finished, I ain't coming back. That's how I felt. I didn't say it out loud. That's how I felt. But I will say that this is actually a property that I will definitely visit again. Yesterday after breakfast, mommy and I went walking around the property, and there was so much that I did not see the first few days because we were so busy staying on one side that we didn't even explore the other side. And that's what I like to do, because then when I go exploring, I find places that I can just go off and be by myself. Yesterday afternoon and this afternoon, I had my solo photo shoot. Let me tell you something. These pictures, I swear to God, I hope that I hope that they make it to social media because they are good. I had my solo photo shoot, and I felt like I was in my own little private world, even though there were other people down on the beach somewhere. But I felt like I was off doing my own thing and enjoying it. There was a point in time years ago when if I was outside trying to take a photo and someone comes along, I would grab my phone so fast and run. And now I'm just sitting there acting like this is my world and enjoying it. And so I'm grateful. Like, I'm grateful that I'm able to experience life the way that I'm experiencing it. Hi, Big 1111. I'm grateful that I am allowing myself to come outside of my comfort zone and embrace change. I do not love change at all. But I said to someone yesterday that I think God made Iberostar uncomfortable for me so that I can find another place because there are a lot of hotels here in Jamaica. And I'm grateful because now there are other people that we were able to help. The little time that we were here, that mommy and I were able to help a little bit. And because I feel like when we come to Jamaica, we always adopt people. They don't know it. But yeah, I feel like the way that life is, when you're able to assist someone, you should without even question. Because I always look at, if it were me, I always look at, what if it were my mom? What if it was my sister? And yeah, so I love it. Like, I love the smile that appears on someone's face when, even if it's just a hello, right? But when you give someone a gift and you see how much they genuinely appreciate it, and because there are times when I can see how much that little, whatever it is, means to them, because they and only they know what they're going through and what this gift means to them in that moment. So for me, like, all that's all the thanks that I need is just to see, like, when they, behave that way. So even though on day one I was whining, when I tell you I was whining, I can't, I don't like it here. I want to go back to Iberostar. Iberostar was the best. And I thought to myself, well, if it was the best, why you here? But again, I really feel like God made it uncomfortable so that I can move. And actually, now that I'm saying it out loud, I think from now on I might go to a property maybe like one or two times and just shift, because it broke my heart. Like last year, my heart was broken because I was like, I can't believe this is my wonderful Iberostar. What is going on? But change is good sometimes. Change is good all the time. But I just have to learn how to embrace it. Um, with this one, I had no choice. I feel like if I had money like that, I probably would have checked out on day one and went someplace else. So God knows why I'm where I am in life right now. But yeah, so the reality of it is, change isn't the enemy, resistance is. And I feel like I was resisting so hard, and the harder you resist something, the more difficult it seems. And I feel like when I settled in my mind to give the place a fair shot, that is when I started to experience it differently. Like when I went out for my first sunrise walk, I was finding fault with everything. Oh, I have to basically walk this way and that way. Oh, it's not leveled. Like I was finding fault with everything. And what mattered to me on day two didn't matter to me today, because I did my walk this morning. It was wonderful. The food is great. I gained some weight, even though I tried to my best to stay away from carbs. And even though I'm walking like 25,000 steps per day, doesn't matter. But I'm grateful. Um, the more I fought it, the harder it felt. But once I stopped comparing and just let myself, like, literally just be here, I started noticing good things. I started noticing the good people, the food, um, everything. They have the different pools. I did the lazy pool. That's the only pool that I went in, like, because I'm a beach girl. If I have a choice between beach and pool, find me at the beach. Find me at the beach. Um, excuse me. The reality of it is the ocean still sounds like peace. The sunrise still shows up for me every morning, and the smiles are still warm, some of them, even if they're coming from different faces that I wasn't familiar with. As introverts, we crave consistency, but maybe, just maybe, consistency doesn't have to mean sameness. Maybe it's just finding that quiet center inside of us, that sense of home wherever we go. So, yeah, change still feels uncomfortable sometimes, but it's teaching me flexibility. It's teaching me presence. And honestly, it's teaching me that peace doesn't always live in familiar places. Sometimes it finds us in the new ones. If this message resonates, where's my book? Because every day I go through this. Before I go, if you haven't purchased my book yet, Unlocking the Introvert, a pocket guide to understanding and interacting with introverts, kindly get my book at societyofintroverts.com, Amazon, or anywhere books are sold online. Now, if this message resonated with you, and if you've ever struggled with change or find yourself clinging to what used to be, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear how you handle it. And if you're new here, please remember, if you have not subscribed as yet, kindly consider subscribing so that you don't miss the rest of this amazing journey that I'm on. I'm hoping that my messages and my journey is inspiring you, quiet person, so that you can step outside of that comfort zone. I love my comfort zone as much as you do or did, but life is truly amazing outside of that comfort zone. Just know that that comfort zone is not meant to trap you, right? So I'm grateful for my comfort zone, because when I need to, I go right back there. So, I am doing this thing one day at a time, and I'm grateful for those who are showing up either on my live or just watching the video, because this version of Antonia would not have existed without me having faith in myself, and then me knowing that there are people out there that my messages help. Because um, I don't know, like, before learning and understanding introvert, I just used to think that I was a weirdo and that there was no place in this world for me. And now I realize that there is a seat at the table for me. And guess what? There's a seat at the table for you also. Where there isn't a seat, create one. Make your own table, right? Just know that you belong in every room, and do not allow anybody to tell you differently, because you are enough and you belong because God said so. All right. So I'm off to my last dinner here at the hotel, and I guess my last entertainment. I'm gonna get some ice cream. The heck with it, I don't care. But yeah, so thank you for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow, maybe for day 15. I travel tomorrow evening, so I might be on a little bit late, but late or no late, I'm coming on. So I will see you. Thank you, and be well.